Okay guys, so today we're going looking at our beef breeds. Okay, our 6 main beef breeds are Aberdeen Angus, our Hereford, our Belgian Blue, our Charolais, our Limousines and our Simmentals. Okay, so trying to maybe just make the sort of notes on these different breeds sort of more concise, and hopefully at the end we'll be able to see the data a small bit more clearly. Okay, so we're going looking at whether they're traditional or continental breeds, looking at whether they're early maturing or late maturing, sort of a brief description on how they look on their coat, different sort of characteristics that are most sort of notable with them, and then lastly we're going to be looking at their slaughter weight. Okay, so first thing to probably just to point out is that our Aberdeen Angus and our Herefords are going to be 2 traditional breeds, and the rest of them, the Belgian Blue, the Charolais, the Limousin and the Simmental, are going to be continental breeds. Okay, and there is sort of a pattern there with the 2 traditional breeds being early maturing and our continental breeds being late maturing. So early maturing basically means that they're going to reach their slaughter weight at a lower weight. Okay, so the Aberdeen Angus and Hereford are going to reach their slaughter weight at about 530 kilos, with our continental breeds anything from 650 kilos all the way up to 700 kilos. Okay, just looking at our Aberdeen Angus, so black coat, naturally polled. Okay, so the word polled means hornless. Okay, so the only breed that won't develop any horns. Easy calving. Okay, so I suppose a good point to make with any breed that's easy calving, so I might just even highlight the easy calving ones again, sort of commonly with the traditional breeds. So the easy calving we'll go for maybe a bit of a beige. So easy calving for Angus and easy calving for our Hereford is going to be very good for if you're looking for a bull that to put on a heifer. Okay, so you don't want to put a hard calving breed on a heifer because it's going to be your first time calving. You want a calf to be born nice and easy, no cesarean sections, anything like that, or any calving difficulties. So you're going to hopefully use a Aberdeen Angus or a Hereford bull. Then Aberdeen Angus is going to have marbling in the carcass. Okay, so marbling in the carcass is basically just traces of fat throughout the meat. Okay, so marbling in our carcass, we'll go green again. So marbling in our carcass, just small traces of fat, fat in meat, and basically adds to the flavour. So you often see in restaurants there that a burger will be an Aberdeen Angus. Okay, so there's fat throughout the meat that basically makes it taste a lot better. So that'd be a notable point for your Aberdeen Angus. And then, as we were saying earlier, that the slaughter weight of your Aberdeen Angus is going to be early maturing, so it's going to be a lot lower, so give or take around your 500 kilos. Okay, so we'll might just give a different colour there for our different weights as we go throughout. Okay, again, our Hereford could be very similar to our Aberdeen Angus, early maturing, easy calving, maybe a small bit better conformation. So conformation is basically just the distribution of muscle on the animal. Going to be poorer maybe in the traditional breeds, so the Aberdeen Angus and Hereford might have a poorer conformation in comparison to your Belgian Blue or your Charolais. Growth rate is going to be a small bit higher, so its growth rate is going to be higher than the Aberdeen Angus AA, and between the continental breeds, so maybe just in between your Angus and your Limousines or your Belgian Blues. Okay, and then coming in with a slaughter weight of 530 kilos. Okay, so again, just in between the Aberdeen Angus and your continental breeds. Then we come to our Belgian Blue. So our Belgian Blue is our first continental breed, late maturing, so going to get up to a slaughter weight there of 700 kilos, so very high slaughter weight. Description of appearance: whitish blue coat. Main characteristic for your Belgian Blue is that it has double muscle. Okay, so that is because of the myostatin gene. Okay, so double muscle on the Belgian Blue, and with this double muscle comes a disadvantage. Like, it's going to have great conformation, great carcass quality, but the downside of your Belgian Blue is that it's going to have calving difficulty. So as you mentioned already, we don't want to have put a Belgian Blue bull on a heifer, any form of a heifer, as you'll have calving difficulties, could lead to cesarean, as you said already, or maybe death to the calf or death to the heifer. Okay, and again, very high slaughter weight of 700 kilos. Okay, then coming on to our second continental breed, we have our Charolais here. Again, late maturing breed, very high slaughter weight, very similar to the Belgian Blue of 700 kilos. Again, description of the appearance, they're a white or a cream in colour, can be sort of a yellow, maybe brown in colour, depending on what breeds they've been, their parents were, but usually a purebred Charolais is going to be a white cream in colour. Fast growth rate and lean carcass, good conformation and hard calving. Okay, so similar characteristics to the Belgian Blue, however, it isn't going to have double muscle. Okay, your Belgian Blue is going to be the only one that'll have double muscle, and your Charolais then going to have a slaughter weight of 700 kilos. Okay, again, not to have a Charolais or a Belgian Blue with a heifer. Okay, because both these breeds are going to be hard calving. Okay, so we might just put a different colour here with the hard calving. We'll go with a bit of an orange. Okay, so calving difficulties, which is very similar to the colour we used already. And we'll go sort of a red. Will that be better? Hopefully that'll be somewhat better. So difficulty or hard calving. Okay. Then on to our Limousin. Okay, so our Limousin, another continental breed, another late maturing breed. Description going to be a reddish brown in colour, so that'll be how you identify your Limousins. High muscle to bone ratio is probably the key characteristic of your Limousin. So muscle to bone ratio is going to be high. Good fertility, good conformation, good carcass quality, all sort of similar traits again to our Belgian Blue and Charolais beforehand. Slaughter weight going to be about 650 kilos. Okay, so a small bit lighter than our big dogs of our Charolais and our Belgian Blue. And then finally coming on to our Simmental. So last of our continental breeds, late maturing breed, easily identified by the red and white spotted coat. Can get confused, some people, with Simmental and a Charolais. Charolais tends to be more of a whitish cream colour. You'll know the Simmental because he'll sort of be white on his head and white throughout the body as well. This is probably a new term for us, is a dual purpose breed. Okay, so can be used for beef and the dairy industry, but predominantly would be used for the beef industry. Slower growth rate than the Charolais, however, still having a higher slaughter weight than the Limousin at 680 kilos, but slightly lighter than the Charolais and Belgian Blue at 700 kilos. Okay, so hopefully that helps us there now on identifying our 6 different beef breeds. Differences in sort of between the characteristics, like for example, like your conformation, your lean carcass, fast growth rate is going to be common for all our continental breeds here. Okay, and then the Aberdeen Angus and the Hereford are going to be a small bit slower growth rate, going to be killed out at lower weights. But the main advantage of these sort of smaller cattle, smaller traditional breeds, is that they're going to be easy calving. Our continental breeds are going to be a much more difficult calving, so going to try and put our Aberdeen Angus or our Hereford on our heifers that we're going to be calving down in the springtime. Okay, so that is that for today.